Spider-Man. Oh wow, who doesn't know what Spider-Man is? If you haven't grown up and watched Spider-Man as a kid, or as nowadays, I feel like most kids or people should know Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. One of the, in my opinion, best Marvel movies probably ever made. Avengers was good, but Spider-Man was kind of something different. But then yet again, we're speaking about something completely different. We're speaking about this main character, Toby Maguire, better known as Peter Parker. It is insane how viral these Bully Maguire from Spider-Man 3 scene sequels are at this moment in this media world. I, as a kid, grew up in 2002. I was actually born in 2002 when, in that year, same year, the first official Spider-Man 1 got released. I think I remember the first time watching Spider-Man 1, I was about 5, 6 years old, and oh my god, I fell in love with that movie. And I think I fell in love with Tobey Maguire as a character. It's something about him as Spider-Man, the original, that makes it very unique, and kind of like whatever Spider-Man they're releasing at this moment, it just don't feel the same for me. I know Spider-Man with Tom Holland in it, I can't fucking stand that guy. It's something about him, I feel like I just can't accept him as Spider-Man. It just doesn't feel the same. I think he's kind of a fake character as well in real life. I don't know what's about him, but it just feels like it's all a persona in real life. He's just pretending to be this happy dude, and maybe he is fucking happy. I mean, goddamn, look who he's dating. Who wouldn't be happy with an individual like that? I mean, she's gorgeous, man, Zendaya. Which interesting fact, Zendaya. I didn't even know she was a music artist a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure she stopped making music. It's been a couple of years or 4 years since she's uploaded on her channel, Zendaya Official. But anyways, Spider-Man 1, I feel like most of us can agree that it was one of the best fucking Spider-Mans ever. Just the nostalgia and the fighting scenes were just phenomenal. And what I loved about the CGI is how old it is. It's 20 years old, but it's so good. I was like, holy shit. This is fucking insane for a movie that's so goddamn old. It's 2 decades old, and he's still getting massive love for every day from fans, and he was getting annoyed by paparazzi, which I have to agree. I can't blame the poor dude. Fuck, man. Imagine you can't go anywhere. You're getting harassed constantly by freaking paparazzi. So anyway, let's speak about Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man, as weird as it kind of sounds, as a kid you grew up, you're like, oh, Spider-Man is completely about stopping the bad people, which is kind of true. But if you really listen to the story and the concept of the movie as an adult, as a now, like if you're 15, 16, 18, 20, and you rewatch it, which is what I did on my place 2 weeks ago, I came to the conclusion it's actually 95% of the time about Mary Jane, MJ, which, let's be honest, she was our childhood crush. I mean, fuck, she was for me at least. God damn, she was fine. She got a little bit old. I don't want to say she necessarily aged as fine wine, but she's still good looking, right? Same goes for Tobey Maguire. When you look at it really as a kid, you look at it as just, he's stopping crime. But once you grow up, you really finally get to understand. The movie is majority about Spider-Man just trying to hook up with MJ, aka Peter Parker. And he's got to remain his identity as much as possible because of the fact he doesn't want to endanger her, which makes sense. But man, she played the fuck out of him bad, bro. She hooked up with those sort of guys. I was like, nah, ain't no way this guy's going for this type of girl. But nah, man, Spider-Man 1 is definitely a nostalgic one. And I feel like it's probably got one of the best fighting scenes. The end fighting scene with Goblin, Osborn. It's all, the Goblin was originated because of the fact that Osborn, he made the company. He's a corporate CEO. He made this thing for blah blah for the military were funding him, and they were eventually just defunding it because it took too long. And they were going to start human trials in about 2 weeks, but it had to go completely further because of safety reasons. Didn't do that, so he got fucking upset overnight. And he said, what, with his doctor in there, he got murdered because of him. He got crazy powers, which is fantastic. And that's how the Green Goblin really started. And, Peter Parker, aka Tobey Maguire in the movie, got bitten by a spider, which if you've noticed in the beginning with the science class by the spider fair, you would notice on the screen, just before the intro starts rolling in, Spider-Man, it actually says it's got DNA connecting to each other, which fucking, makes it jumping, speed, agility, stuff like that, which is quite interesting. If you've seen it, I saw it, I was like, oh fuck, I never saw that in the beginning. That would explain why he's eventually able to go and jump so far, make spider webs, and swing, hook onto places. I feel like most of us were quite surprised because we didn't pay attention to that very, very important early detail in the beginning, And now since then, the one is so fucking legendary. I think, and I gotta be very honest, I feel like Spider-Man 1, I've highly likely got to give a 10. It's just one of the best Spider-Mans I've ever seen. And I'm not dick riding Toby Maguire. I just love Spider-Man 1 with the Green Goblin. I feel like it's one of the best characters they've ever developed. And also a very unique character, because, he's got human, not even powers, he's just got human developed high grade AA plus military suit, and then it just makes it so fucking awesome and so unique compared to other bad people so we go into the second one with Dr. Octavius. That one was fucking awesome as well. I really loved that one as well, how he comes to and help Dr. Octavius, and eventually this chip goes wrong and becomes bad with these fucking things. If you look behind the scenes, it's actually very interesting how they made that. It is really, really cool. That one was also very, very nice. It's interesting to see, and I was actually kind of surprised when they made Spider-Man 1 in 2002. They made the second one in 2007. Or was it in 2005? I know there was a one made in 2007. Fuck. And then I think 2009 was Spider-Man 3, which we'll come to just now. You got the Amazing Spider-Man 2012 with Andrew, and then you got Spider-Man with Tom Holland, which was fucking terrible. Oh man, that was bad. That was one of the worst Spider-Mans I've ever seen. Very overrated. And the No Way Home. Fuck no, I'm not gonna watch that crap. No, with all due respect, I'm not gonna watch Tom Holland. I don't like him as an actor. I feel like it's kind of my issue though. He doesn't know of my existence, obviously, but I can't stand him as an actor, and especially when it comes to Spider-Man. I feel like they've made it so fucking corny, Spider-Man, nowadays, that it just ain't enjoyable to watch, and it defeats the whole motive of Spider-Man as a character, an individual as he is, as we know him from. But the second was very, very cool with Dr. Octavius, as, again, fucking Mary Jane in every goddamn scene. What's up with that lady, man? Always being in some bad stuff. She's always at the wrong time, wrong timing. Uncle Ben gets murdered in the first Spider-Man, so he gets revenge, obviously, on the robber. Which is interesting because the third Spider-Man, they saw a scene with the robber, right, that shot Uncle Ben in the first one with Sandman, which is a fucking mind-blowing. I feel like they did that one very, very good. They deconstructed that scene very good, and just the storyline in general in the third one from the first one, they've done that one so good. I was like, oh fuck, I never thought about it like that. When Spider-Man in the first one was the amazing human great whatever the fuck, he went to that wrestling thing for promising 3,000, but he only got $100 because he wanted to impress Mary Jane with a nice expensive fast car that he wanted to buy for $3,000 because her girlfriend, her boyfriend at the time, that he beat up at school. I don't know, fuck his name. He was like a bully. He drove a nice Volkswagen Beetle or something. I don't know. He drove a pretty cool fast car for that time. Expensive, at that time, considering that the economy was just starting to regenerate, in the year 70s. I feel like the movie is definitely located in the 80s, 90s. Even though it's a 2000 movie, I feel like it's definitely taking place in the 80s and 90s, if it makes any kind of sense, with the type of cars, the clothing that they wear. But no, Spider-Man 3 was definitely a great follow-up from the first one, because then you fully get into details about, how Uncle Ben got murdered by the guy who fucking, robbed the guy at gunpoint at the thing with Toby. Yeah, fucking awesome, man. I love that one with the Sandman. I thought it was a very interesting, unique character, Sandman, how he fell into this pit full of sand. Fuck, awesome. It's actually insane how good they've done these CGIs, considering that these movies are 15, 20 years old. That's very impressive for their standards back in the days. That must have cost a shitload of money as well. I feel like none of us would have ever expected Spider-Man to go this good, office-wise, but just like fan-wise. I think a lot of us can agree it's one of the best recreations ever from Marvel as a company. They did a fantastic job with Spider-Man 3. Because if you think about it, the guy wasn't even that bad of a dude. He just was a criminal, and he wanted to take care of his daughter who had cancer, if I'm not mistaken, And he robbed eventually a bank for it to take care of his child, which is freaking awesome. I actually don't know the ending anymore of the third one, but I do know that in the third one you've also got an introduction to Venom as we know now. That movie was fucking terrible. Oh, that was bad. I watched it last week for an hour. I was like, fuck this. I am not watching this junk. Oh goddamn, it was so atrocious. One of the worst rip-off Spider-Mans I've ever seen. They should have never made that one, with all due respect, because it was just very bad. Very overrated in my opinion, to be quite fair with you guys. I did not like that movie at all. It's not even the actor mainly, but just the storyline was completely shit. It was just a cheap fake Spider-Man ripoff, to be honest. Like, Venom got introduced in Spider-Man 3, and I thought it was freaking awesome. Like, it was interesting seeing a different side of Toby, which made it so fucking unique, that made Part 3 such unique as well. With the black suit on, he ripped it off. The photographer that he worked with, This girl got stolen from Spider-Man. Gwen, I think. Fuck, she's a fine mom. She fine, bro. Yeah, don't blame him, honestly. But yeah, that was awesome, man. Spider-Man 2, I give it 8.5 because nothing beats the original. You know, the first one with the Goblin. One of the best fighting scenes. And the story was probably the best. Very, very good in the first one. The third one gets a 9 from me because I love seeing a different form and side of Toby, which made it quite unique compared to the first and second one. I fucking love Spider-Man. I grew up with it. I used to have merch from Spider-Man back in the days. I used to have in my ordering. I used to have stuff from Spider-Man. So yeah, I used to be a very big fan of Spider-Man. I used to always kind of think and believe you could swing webs around like Spider-Man. Unfortunately, you can't do that, which would be so goddamn awesome. But yeah, very cool, man. What y'all think of Spider-Man? Yeah, fuck, in general, the whole Spider-Man till 3, I give it a 9.5. The Amazing Spider-Man 2012 was also very interesting. Not bad. I watched it last week, but I was like, fuck, I can't finish it, man. I'm bored at the Venture Point. It's more like a futuristic sort of Toby Maguire with Andrew in it. To be fair, I'd watch him all day over fucking Tom Holland, with all due respect. I don't know what it is with Tom Holland. I feel like I'm the only one that just doesn't think he doesn't suit Spider-Man as a role. Like, I don't know. It's just something about him. I don't hate him. I dislike him. But that doesn't mean I completely hate dude. I feel like he's a nice guy in real life. But fuck, besides that, I'm not a fan of his work. I don't even know if he's worked in any other movies than Spider-Man, because whenever I hear Tom Holland, I'm thinking about, oh yeah, Spider-Man. But I can't name any other individual movie that he's been in without having it being Spider-Man, But the 2012 version was very good as well. I probably give it a 6.5 because it just, I think the concept was very, very cool. They tried to make it futuristic with different kind of, actors. They kept the same name. They didn't use anyone like MJ. I think her name was Gwen, which, they tried to do that one from the Spider-Man 3, which wasn't bad, but very different than the first ones. But I give that one a 6.5 because it just, nothing beats the first one, in my opinion. The second and third one, it's kind of bizarre. I don't think any of us would have ever kind of expected the second and third one be that good still. I really love the one with Sandman. I probably love the third one more than the second one because of the introduction of Venom, as we know nowadays, which is very, very good. So yeah, this is the end of the video. I watched Spider-Man, the 2018-19 version with Tom Holland a while ago, like 2.5 years ago. Terrible. I did not like that one at all. I think they eventually went into London, UK with a scene. I don't know. It was bad. It just wasn't good. I give that a 4.5. And that's me being very honest and humble and shit. So yeah, I'm going to end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The Amazing Spider-Man is a simp.